Welcome back, everyone. Great to be here with you today on episode 130 of the Integrative Health Coach Success Podcast. I'm Dr. Stephen Cabral, founder of the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute. Excited to be here with you each and every week, hoping to share some topics and really our experience over the past 20 plus years of building health-based practices, working with hundreds of thousands of health and fitness and wellness-based clients, and simply trying to share our experience, our trials, things that have gone well, things that haven't gone well with you. And today I have a really fun show. This one is on 2 SureFire success formulas for coaches. That means 2 different ways that you will absolutely be successful over the course of your career if you understand the principles behind them. So there's 2 different ways to do it, and I'm going to share with you both ways. The first way was essentially the way that I was not necessarily looking at my career, but now looking back, I understand that this is pretty much how it goes for everyone. So let me just give you a little bit of a background. This is called a J-curve. So a J-curve success formula starts a little higher up. Like if you look at a J, so you're at the end of the J where it loops up at the end. If you're watching this on video, fantastic. If you're not, you can see me kind of drawing with my fingers right now. So what a J does is it actually starts a little bit higher, but then it dips down only to go up 3, 4x higher than the end of the J. So when you look at that, you say, okay, well, with a J success curve, what's happening is the person has some level of success, but they have to take a step back in order to then reach new heights. And that is what I've seen for not everyone, but many people over their career. So I'll give you my example in just a moment, but many of our IHPs, they are right now in the finance industry, they're in the accounting industry, they're in some other industry, even the nursing industry and working in a hospital. And they've realized that's not what they want for their life. They want to be a health coach, certified health coach. They want to be an integrative health practitioner. So what they've decided to do is get certified to become a certified health coach. Then they are able to then build up their practice and begin to not only heal themselves if they have their own health issues, but go on and really learn how to heal others and develop a practice. So in order to do that, they might do 3 days a week instead of 5 days a week of work, and 2 days a week is dedicated to building their health practice. And so they take a little step back in terms of their income, but then in a year from now, 18 months from now, okay, well, they've reached new heights, not only in just in income, but also in their love of what they do, their love of their career. For me, it happened many, many times. So I first started out as a nutritionist and personal trainer right at 22 years old. And that was great. It was absolutely fantastic. And I love those experiences. But after about 3 years at a very high-end health club, I developed a golf conditioning program there. I got, lots of certifications, really enjoyed it. I said, okay, now it's time for me. I've decided I want to go off on my own. So I started just doing at-home personal training. I took a little step back in terms of income, but then over the next 6 months or so, really built that up to then earning twice as much as I was before and working with maybe even just a few less clients because I was traveling home to home. So I really enjoyed that. And then that success was found out by a few other people in the industry, and they wanted me to teach that to their personal trainers at other health clubs. So then I started consulting with like 12 to 15 or maybe more health clubs around the New England area, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Hampshire. Yeah, that was about it. Actually, I did a little consulting in New York as well, so not exactly just New England. And that went well. And so what did I do? Well, then I was working with a little bit less clients, but also hiring the staff and all of the people for all these different health clubs. And that was really nice. And I enjoyed that, but I didn't enjoy the travel. So then after that, I said, listen, I love working one-on-one with people. It's what I love to do. I love to teach. And so this is a role for me to teach. And I'd love to be able to bring on my own team and teach them what it is I do. And then they could help their clients and it would be great. So I opened my own studio. So I built my own studio. I invested my life savings into that. I'm not saying that's the right choice for everyone. It's probably not the right choice for everyone. And then again, took a big step back. So I took a big step back, but after about 6 months to a year, had built that back up to where I was before, and then even greater heights after that. So that was another step back. And then again, I have many of these in my career. Another one was when I decided to go back to school. Studio's running great. I'm making an income from that. It allows me to go back, get my doctorate degree in naturopathy. Then took another huge step back and opened a second location, a wellness-based practice as a doctor of naturopathy, integrative health practitioner, functional medicine doctor. And again, took a big step back, but again, that took me to the next level. And of course, it's gone on there to be now virtual and helping people all over the world. But what I'm sharing with you is that this is not uncommon for many people in our industry. They might go from a personal trainer to adding on health coaching. They might go from a massage therapist to adding on health coaching. These are different things and techniques that you can use in order to better yourself in your career. So what I want to share with you is this, is that at any point in your career or in your life, you may have to take a step back. It might look like you are moving backwards in life. It might look like you are less successful than you were before. But if you know what your goal is and you know what you're moving towards and what it could be and what your potential is, I really think that you can be a little bit gentler and a little bit kinder with how you're viewing yourself in order for you to be able to walk down that path to success. So again, now you know what that actually looks like and what that means, and that is called that J curve to success. So you're at some level of success. You know that you can do well in life in any area of your life, but what you can do right now is just take a small step back so that you can actually build an even brighter future. I love looking at it that way as well. I do that all the time in my career. And again, I never take a step back unless it's to actually envision a bigger, brighter future. That's really what it's all about. And typically, it always means serving more people. That's always what it's been for me. It's saying like, okay, as a personal trainer in a gym, this is my ecosphere. That's who I could work with. Now, if I'm opening up to all of Boston, here's who I could work with. Oh, now I'm going to consult over 4 different states. Great. Now I'm helping more personal trainers develop their careers, which are going to help more people. And then I open my own studio and we start the process again. Then I open a wellness center. Now I'm offering a greater scope of practices. Then I move virtual and now it's unlimited for the number of people that I can help, right? So that's always, I believe, greater opportunities come from greater service. I've just always believed that. I truly have. I've never looked at like, oh, well, what do the financials look like this month? I think that that's important when you're first starting out in order to be able to pay your bills. But it's always like, how many people can I help? And I just know in the end that it's going to lead to doing good work, to leading to referrals and more. So, all right, the next success curve, though, I want to share with you is this, because no matter what along the way, you're going to learn something or run into what's called the bell curve of success. So those of you that have taken statistics before or done any type of research, understand that there's always a bell curve. Now, a bell curve in any field, it could be anything. I always talk about on my Mindset and Motivation Monday podcast on the Cabral concept is relationships, spirituality, body transformation, look at that however you want, health and career, right? So if we do look at that, it's really interesting because with the bell curve, you're looking at the middle 50%, right? So the middle 50% are people that are just meeting expectations. Like they have an average life, and that's just not bad. That means like it's a good average life. And again, if we're just talking, let's just talk career. So let's not talk relationships and all that. So they're making a decent amount of money. They're able to pay for their specific needs and what it is that they want in life, right? So that's the middle 50% out of 100%. Now, right beside them is bookended with those falling below expectations of the average and then those rising above average expectations. So let's just say, let's just say that for monetary reasons, you want to be, the average expectation is $50,000. Let's say like that's the median household income. Okay. So then below expectations would be someone making maybe like $35,000 to $40,000. And then above expectations, maybe for monetary gain, would be somewhere around, let's say $65,000 or $70,000 or so. Okay. So it's above the expectations. And then right below those, so that's about 15%. So 50% meeting expectations. So they're about average in their industry, right? Average personal trainer, average health coach, average whatever. Okay, great. So then after that, we have slightly below and slightly above. Then below that, we have seriously underperforming, and I'm going to put up a little graphic for you as well. So if you go to ihp.coach/130, you'll be able to see that graphic today and all the takeaways. And then you have also the higher performers, and that's 10% on each end. So if you look at it, a bell curve is literally, it looks like a bell, right? So the top comes down and about 1/3 of the way, okay, that's our 50% in the middle, right? A little below, a little above, that's the 50%. Then we have 15%, a little bit better than expectations, a little bit worse than expectations. Then we have definitely worse than expectations and definitely above expectations. So what would that be? Well, that might be the people that are making like $25,000, $30,000 a year, and those making $100,000 plus, right? But then there's one more spot to this. There is the 1%, you have to take that out of the 10, but the 1% that may like not even go for a job, right? They have the degrees, they have all that, but just not employed for whatever reason. And then we have the 1% that is making a much greater impact and monetary impact on their own life as well. So you might say, well, how is it that you're able to then achieve those greater levels of success? Because I know anybody listening to this podcast, putting in the time, they're looking for the greater levels of success in all areas of their life. So this is how I share with you the bell curve. So we always want to be on that right side of the bell curve. The right side of the bell curve, as you start to move down, is you met expectations. Now you're moving beyond expectations. Now you're really exceeding expectations and eventually achieving that 1%, which is just an outlier. High expectations have been achieved. So how do you do that? Well, my opinion is this. First, you start by meeting expectations. Like that's the bottom line. I know that might seem maybe ridiculous, but I don't think that it is. Like if I look back at my career, I was 22 years old working at a high-end health club. I was one of 33. There was only 2 people, myself and one other individual is 22. Everyone else was 3 to 5 years, to some had 10, 15 years of personal training experience. I didn't even know a 40-something-year-old or 50-something-year-old personal trainer before I joined this health club. And I'm like, this is crazy. People can do this. And like, it's amazing. So all I was trying to do was meet expectations. That's it, right? I was just trying to work with some clients, do a good job, and have them not find out about me at 22 years old that I shouldn't have been there, right? Like that's basically it. And then though, over the next year, I watched, I learned, I asked questions, I was inquisitive, and then eventually I rose up in that organization. And so at that point, I was exceeding expectations. So that was obviously a good thing. That's what I was trying to do. I was not trying to beat any other personal trainer and like that. I was just trying to take the best of what I saw other personal trainers are doing, be a sponge, and just be there for my clients at all times, no matter what they needed. Like I was there to help. And I was exceeding expectations because I kept getting additional certifications and additional study. So I was helping not only my clients, but other personal trainers' clients with just really high level fine tuning nutrition and body transformation. Like this is the early 2000s, and I'm using anti-inflammatory diet plans before it was a thing. I'm using all sorts of paleo-based diets again before it was a thing, and it was all going well. So, but the only way that I was able to just continue to work down that bell curve is to allow for then greater opportunities and then do my best in those opportunities. And I just shared that with you. So, a bell curve and a J curve are not radically different, and I want to share with you this is why. When in the middle of the bell curve, when you're meeting expectations, okay, good. Like you haven't really risen up that part of the J yet, but now you're exceeding expectations. Okay, now you're at the top of the J. But if you really want to go to that level of excellence, at some point, you're going to have to do things differently. You will outgrow wherever you are in life. So I outgrew the health club I was at. It doesn't mean that I'm better than anybody else. Not at all. But I wanted more for myself and my ability to help those clients than I was able to give at that moment in time. So that at that point, there was no way for me to ever reach that 1% or even that 10%. There just wasn't. Not inside of that health club, okay? Definitely not monetary gain. I mean, I was one of the top personal trainers there just in terms of sessions. Doesn't mean skill or anything like that, just in sessions. And I was still well under $100,000, like well under. I won't give you the exact amount, but just like well under. And there was no chance like of me ever getting there. And that wasn't my number one goal. That's for sure. But I did want to be able to earn a better income, especially for the level I was putting out. So I took that step back for myself on many different reasons. And that's what eventually allowed me then to get to that level of excellence, and then further study, further work. And some of it is just years of experience. Then eventually, again, who's to say I'm in the like that 1% or not? Just simply, you can set the markers yourself. That's, to be honest, you don't need anybody else's approval. You don't need them to anoint you as part of that, level of excellence. It's like, where do you see yourself? For me, I'm doing exactly what I want. I'm living my dream job, my dream career. I couldn't imagine doing anything else, and I'm happy. And so that's really what I'm looking to share with you here today, is you get to develop what your level of excellence is. And then I don't want you to have to try to achieve that in the next 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, right? Or maybe even a year. What you're going to do is you're going to continue to put in your time. But I want you to check every 6 to 12 months, is it time to level up? And if it is, don't be afraid sometimes to take that little step back if you have a greater vision for yourself. So hopefully today's show was helpful. I truly appreciate all of your downloads, your subscribes, your listens. We really do appreciate it. And again, if we can ever be of service, just let us know. You can literally email us anytime at support@ihp.coach. We can answer any questions for you. We truly are here to try to help and raise the whole industry up along with your help as well. So take care, everyone. Have a great day.